The murder trial of a former Dallas police officer who killed an unarmed man who was sitting in his own apartment is now underway. Officer Amber Guyger was returning home from work when she went into the home of Botham Jean. Guyger says that she thought she was going into her own apartment and thought the man in the apartment was an intruder when she opened fire, killing the 26-year-old accountant in his own home last September. Guyger called 911 moments after the shooting.
Oh my God, I'm done. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. Stay with me, bud.
We remember this story when it first came out. Ed Lavandera is there covering this trial for us. What's happened so far, Ed?
Hi, Brooke. Well, we are off to a salacious start in this trial of Amber Guyger. Prosecutors say that they went and reconstructed her day. Remember, Amber Guyger has said that she came home from work that day, a long day at work, exhausted, and that's why she was confused as to which apartment she was entering. Botham Jean lived right above her in that apartment complex just a few blocks away from Dallas Police Department headquarters. But prosecutors say that Amber Guyger was distracted, and they point to a series of sexually explicit text messages that she had been sharing with her police partner about 3.5 hours before she left work that day, and that from 6 p.m. till about 9:30 p.m. on the night of the shooting, she was exchanging these sexually explicit text messages, that she was not so tired and that she was going to come home and rest. Prosecutors say that she was planning a rendezvous with her partner after she had gotten off of work, and that she was making unreasonable choices and was so distracted by the conversation that she missed the obvious clues that she was entering the wrong apartment. One of the things they pointed out to is that there was a red floor mat in front of Botham Jean's apartment, and that there is no floor mat in front of her apartment. And then prosecutors described in emotional ways the last moments of the young man's life.
As Bo is trying to get up off the couch to find out what this intruder is doing coming into his home, she is leveling off her gun, having acquired her target, and she shoots at him twice. No opportunity for de-escalation, no opportunity for him to surrender. Bang, bang, rapid, double tap.
And so now we have just finished hearing this, wrapped up just moments ago, from prosecutors making their opening statements. We have not heard from defense attorneys just yet. Here in a few minutes, they will begin presenting their opening statements. And Brooke, this trial is expected to last several weeks. Brooke?
Salacious indeed. We'll let you get back in there. Ed Lavandera, thank you very much, in Dallas. Just into us here at CNN.
A murder trial now underway for the former Dallas cop accused of shooting and killing her neighbor in his own apartment. You may remember this case. Amber Guyger claims it was self-defense. Amber Guyger is the sheriff's deputy. She says that she thought the man was an intruder in her apartment. Investigators say this cop, Guyger, was actually in the apartment above hers. So she got off on the wrong floor and went into this man's apartment. In their opening arguments, prosecutors say Guyger departed from her training and opened fire almost immediately, killing Botham Jean, an innocent, unarmed black man inside his own home. Prosecutors say in situations like that, when a possible burglar is inside a building, police officers are trained to take cover, contain the suspect, call for backup, which they say Guyger did not do. Nicole DeBoard is with us. She's a defense attorney and former prosecutor in Texas. She's prosecuted and defended police officers charged with crimes ranging from misdemeanors to murder. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How do you see the basics of this so far?
You know, I think this is going to be a difficult case for the defense. I mean, really, this defendant is going to have to convince these jurors that she believed she was in her own home. And even then, she's got to cross that hurdle of making it reasonable to use deadly force. It does not appear that she was under attack at this point, and the jurors are going to have to believe that not only did she think she was in her own home, but that she was under some sort of an attack where deadly force was necessary.
So how would you approach this? What the narrative that we've been given on this is, well, maybe she went into the wrong apartment, was all startled, saw some guy in there and just started firing. But that breaks all rules and protocol, right?
It really does. I mean, I suppose if she had, in fact, been in her own apartment and there was a person in there, a man in there that didn't belong in the apartment, it could be reasonable to assume that the person in her own home was there for some nefarious purpose, in which case it could have been appropriate to use deadly force. But as you can see, there are a lot of layers of could have, what if, and that's going to be a tall, tall hurdle for the defense to cross, I think, in this circumstance.
What could happen to this deputy if, in fact, she's convicted?
She could get up to life in prison for murder in Texas. And, this is as serious as it gets.
Thanks so much. We'll watch this. It's just beginning. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
If at all possible, do yourself a favor and don't come to New York City this week.